Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is LAILATUL SAADIAH binti Saharuddin SHAH, 11711048. I'm from KAB TAB 4. Okay, today I will present my research proposal with the title The Exploration of Youth Experience of Self-Control in Academic Achievement. Okay, next slide is chapter 1, research background. Okay, self-control is perceived as an umbrella term connecting different concepts and measures used in various disciplines such as impulsivity, conscientiousness, self-adjusting, delay of gratification, distractibility, hyperactivity, willpower, and timing, according to Moffitt 2011. Okay, according to Duckworth, a school could present a classic self-control dilemma, which means almost all youth experience conflict between academic goals that they value in the long run and non-academic goals that they find more gratifying in the moment. Upon facing the sort of situation, there must be the challenges that they went through in order to escape from it. Okay, the next one is a research problem. Okay, youth might unaware that self-control is the main key in doing all kind of works. Okay, for example, youth confront with their mathematics textbook and their cell phone is buzzing. Okay, they're looking into their phone, thus inclining them to wonder what their friends are doing. Okay, the consequent appraisal texting is good. Okay, leads them to pick up the cell phone and check their Instagram feed. Okay, usually we only hear the factors and effect of self-control in academic achievement in most study out there. But seldomly we hear about what is the storyline about self-control that youth face while they are in the realm of studying. What is the challenges that they face? Okay. Research question and objective. Okay, I have two research question and research objective, which are what are the self-control experiences that faced by the youth in academic achievement? What are the challenges that the youth face on regulating themselves between two choices in order to perform in academic achievement? Okay, research objective is answering the research question. Okay, to explore the self-control experiences that that's faced by the youth in academic achievement. Okay, to understand the challenges that the youth face on regulating themselves between two choices in order to perform in academic achievement. Okay, next is the significance of study. Okay, who will benefit my study? Okay, the first one is the Faculty of Leadership and Management. Okay, the second one is the entire faculty in University Science Islam Malaysia. Next is other researchers and students from other university to help them to obtain new and fresh literature about certain area. Okay, other significance: understand various issues and increase public awareness. Help some of the policymakers to be using research as evidence in making their policies. Okay, be a tool for building knowledge and for facilitating learning. Okay, next is function as a seed to love reading, writing, analyzing, and sharing valuable information towards education organization. Okay, this research mainly conducted to seek for the answer that have been written in the research problem. Okay, this research also aligned the other contribution that could benefit our residents and. Okay, next is scope of study. This research is about students' self-disciplines. Okay, regarding to Cambridge Dictionary, self-discipline means the ability to make yourself do things you know you should do even when you don't want to do. Okay, based on a web named fredericksburg.com, there is a term known as self-control under self-discipline, which is a discipline in the face of pressure from an immediate urge, desire, or compulsion. It is the decision between physical and psychological enjoyment now versus the hope or expectation or something better later. Okay, next is chapter 2. Okay, theory of self-control. Self-control theory has developed into a much broader concept. It has become more than the effortful inhibition of impulses that the previous models have described. According Fujita, 2011, it is an implemental function necessary for individual goal achievement. Okay, there are 4 elements in it. The first one is differing gratification. The second one is the ability to be cautious. Third one, cognitive ability. And the last one is the ability to see alternative perspective effectively. Okay, the next is Islamic perspective. What is self-control in Islamic perspective? Okay. According to Paiza, al-alawiyat means priority. As a complete term, fiqh al-alawiyat give the meanings of understanding about the priority in doing something, either between something itself and something else or between things in something to do itself. Okay, self-control could be linked with the concept of priority on choosing between 2 choices or could be said as al-alawiyat in Islamic perspective. This is because self-control also defined as dilemma or conflict between a short-term, immediately gratifying option that needs to be inhibited and long-term options with a larger reward value, according to Gilbert 2000. Okay, those are some literature reviews that I use and I add in my proposal. Okay, next we go to chapter 3. Research design. Okay, this research is a qualitative research study. The method that I use is phenomenological approach. Phenomenology studies conscious experience as experience from the subjective or first-person point of view, according to Hazel 2003. Okay, interview will be conducted as this method will be relying on the respondents' own perspective to provide insight to their motivation. Okay, it will begin with unstructured question. Next is sampling. Okay, in terms of population, the target populations of this research is youth that used to study in any education and in any institution of education. Okay, Said Sadiq, the Youth and Sports Minister of Malaysia, he defined youth those aged between 15 until 30 years old. Okay, about 5% will be taken to be the respondents, and they will be chosen using simple random sample. Okay, I have detailed some inclusion criteria. Okay, the person must used to study at least until PMR, as the youngest age of sample must be 15 years old. Next is they are willing to be interviewed, and the last one is they does not used to have any healthy problem mentally or physically while studying. Okay, we go to the next slide is data collection and procedure. Okay, informed consent will be handed via email as a permission from them to pursue the session and the data that will be taken from them. The interview session will be done 1-to-1 or on the phone, and the session will be recorded using voice recorder. The estimated duration will be around 40 until 50 minutes. Inducement of packet hand sanitizer will be offered as a compensation to the respondent that willing to be interviewed. Okay, the last one is memoranda also will be written while listening to the tape interview and typing transcript. Okay, next we go to data analysis. Okay, the step of my data analysis. First one is the data for analysis will be prepared and organized. Then the data will be explored through coding. The description and themes will be developed using codes. The finding will be represented through narrative and visual. Okay, obtaining feedback from participants, and the last one is the interpretation of meaning of the finding will be made. Okay, to avoid bias, I will do some activation to avoid it. Okay, the first one is I will ask the people who provided the data whether my interpretation seems to be representative of their belief. The second one is I will verify with more data sources. This is sometimes called triangulation, so I can have more confidence that what I found is legitimate. Okay, next is I will check for alternative explanation so my interpretation will be stronger. Okay, last one, I will ask others to review my conclusion so they can identify gaps in my argument that need to be addressed. Okay, the last slide is instrumentation. Okay, the instrument that I use is interview protocol structure. This interview protocol use a semi-structured interview. Semi-structured interview consists of a specified set of variably administered questions accompanied by instruction or at least guidelines for follow-up question and for the interpretation and scoring responses. Okay, this screenshot is the questions that I will be using in my interview. Okay, there's introductory question, transition questions, key questions. Okay, after question, there's the follow-up probes. And the last one is closing question. Okay, that's all for my presentation. Thank you for hearing.